Remember, if that Calaloon breaks, do not return!
Talk, talk, talk. Grandmother Nmerechi's carved walking stick kissed the earth 3 times. The children, who had arrived even earlier than the night before, quickly settled beneath the great udara tree. Tonight, the moon was brighter, and the fire seemed to burn with a life of its own. The old storyteller smiled as she looked around the circle. "I see," she chuckled. "None of you slept well after yesterday's story." The children laughed. Little Nduka scratched his head. "Grandmother, I kept wondering whether Ugo went back home." Another child quickly interrupted. "No, I think the river swallowed her. You're both wrong," Dalu said confidently. The ancestors must have helped her. Grandmother Nmerechi raised one finger. That is why we never finish another person's story before hearing its ending." She looked at every child before asking. "My children, what happens when we judge too quickly?" Little Nduka answered proudly. "We arrive at a wrong conclusion." Grandmother clapped softly. "Very good." She nodded slowly. "Our people say, the man who rushes to count another person's scars may not notice the wound on his own back." The children repeated the proverb together. Grandmother began the familiar melody.
Moonlight is shining. Tell a story. Fire is glowing. Tell us a story. Ancestors are listening. We shall listen to. Tell the story. Tell it well. Like the ringing village bell. Moon above. Fire below. Let the ancient wisdom flow. Heart be humble. Ear be wide. Let the truth in stories guide.
The final note floated into the night. Even the wind seemed to listen. Grandmother leaned closer. "Now, let us return to the lonely footpath that leads to River Achara." The morning sun had barely climbed above the palm trees when Ugo stepped out of the compound. Upon her head rested the old calabash. Its cracked surface creaked softly with every careful step. She held it with both hands, not because it was heavy, but because she feared what would happen if it slipped. Behind her, her stepmother watched with folded arms. "Remember," she shouted, "if that calabash breaks, do not return." The words followed Ugo like dark clouds. The village slowly disappeared behind her. Soon, the narrow footpath entered the forest. Tall iroko trees stretched toward the heavens. Butterflies fluttered lazily from flower to flower. Sunlight filtered through the leaves in golden ribbons. Monkeys swung playfully overhead. Parrots argued noisily among themselves. Yet, Ugo noticed none of it. Her heart was too heavy. Grandmother Nmerechi paused. "My children, can sorrow make a beautiful day seem dark?" "Yes," they answered together. She smiled. "Our elders say, when the heart carries a stone, even feathers feel heavy, to chase away her fear." Ugo began singing softly. At first, her voice trembled. Then it grew stronger.
Work with me, gentle breeze, guide my feet through the trees. If my road has hidden pain, let hope rise like morning rain. Though I'm small, though alone, heaven knows. Heaven knows its own. Heaven knows its own. Though I'm small, though alone, heaven knows.
As she sang, tiny birds joined her melody. A squirrel stopped gathering nuts. Even the leaves seemed to sway in rhythm. Not far from the river, Ugo noticed an old woman struggling beneath a bundle of firewood. The bundle was almost larger than the woman herself. She stumbled. The firewood scattered across the path. "Oh," the old woman sighed. "My bones are older than these trees." Ugo looked toward the river. She remembered her stepmother's warning. Every moment mattered. But she could not ignore someone in need. Carefully, she lowered the calabash. She gathered every piece of firewood. She tied the bundle neatly. Then she lifted it onto the old woman's head. The woman smiled. Her eyes sparkled strangely. "May your hands never lack blessing." Ugo simply bowed. "It is nothing, Mama." She hurried away. Behind her, the old woman watched. Then, without a sound, she vanished into the morning mist. The children gasped. She disappeared? Grandmother only smiled. Not every traveler on the forest path is ordinary. Closer to the river, Ugo heard frantic fluttering. A beautiful blue kingfisher lay trapped beneath thorny vines. One tiny wing had become tangled. The bird struggled helplessly. Ugo knelt. Gently," she whispered. The frightened bird pecked at the air. "It is all right." With patient hands, she untangled every thorn. The little bird hopped twice, then spread its wings. Before flying away, it circled Ugo's head 3 times. Its song sounded almost like laughter. High above, its feathers shimmered with colors she had never seen before. Grandmother looked at the children. "What do you think? Were these ordinary happenings?" The children shook their heads. Little Dalu whispered, "I think someone is watching her." Grandmother smiled knowingly. At last, the forest opened. There it was. River Achara's waters shimmered like polished glass beneath the morning sun. White lilies floated lazily across the surface. Dragonflies danced above the reeds. A cool breeze whispered across the water. The river was beautiful. Yet, there was something mysterious about it. The villagers often said, "Never shout beside River Achara. The river remembers every word." Others whispered, "When the innocent cry, the river listens." No one knew whether the stories were true. Ugo knelt carefully. She removed the calabash from her head. She dipped it gently toward the water. Then, it happened. Her foot landed on a smooth stone hidden beneath the shallow water. It slipped. Her balance disappeared. The old calabash flew from her hands. Time seemed to stop. It struck another stone. Crack! The sound echoed through the forest. Birds exploded into the sky. The dragonflies vanished. Even the river seemed to fall silent. The calabash lay in 2 broken pieces. Ugo stared at it. She could not breathe. Her lips trembled. "No," she whispered. "No." She picked up the broken pieces, tried fitting them together. Again, and again, and again. Nothing. Her stepmother's warning thundered inside her mind. "Do not return." Her knees gave way. She sat upon a smooth rock beside the river. Tears rolled silently down her cheeks. The breeze stopped. The forest listened. Ugo lifted her face toward the sky and sang in Igbo, softly, brokenly, beautifully.
Nene ebele marapụta mo. Nene ebele marapụta mo. Ebele njicho mmiri ada n'ala gbawa. Ebele njicho mmiri ada n'ala gbawa. Ọ bụ mụ soro ebe, ọ bụ mụ ghara ebele lawa. Ọ bụ mụ soro ebe, ọ bụ mụ ghara ebele lawa. Ebele mo, ebele mo.
Her voice echoed across the water. One ripple, then another, then another. The lilies gently turned toward her. Dragonflies returned. The wind carried a faint melody. one she had never heard before. It sounded almost like someone humming beneath the river. Ugo slowly looked around. No one. Only water. Only trees. Only silence. But somewhere, deep beneath River Achara, something ancient had awakened. Grandmother Nmerechi leaned so close that even the fire seemed to listen. Her voice dropped to barely a whisper. My children, do you know what happens when a river hears the cry of a heart without bitterness? No one answered. Every child sat frozen. Grandmother smiled. Then tomorrow night, you shall meet someone whom no human eyes have ever truly seen. The fire cracked. The moon slipped from behind a cloud. Far away, beyond the forests of Amanki, the waters of River Achara shimmered with an unseen light. Someone, or something, was rising from its depth. Grandmother's melodic voice floated gently into the night.
Little by little the moon grows bright, gentle hearts shine through the night, bend like a bamboo, stand like trees, kindness travels on every breeze. Though the road is long and steep, heaven watches those who weep. Patient hearts may seem delayed, yet no good deal will ever fade.
Grandmother Nmerechi looked toward the moon and spoke one final proverb. The river does not drink its own water. The tree does not eat its own fruit. We are blessed so that we may become a blessing to others. She smiled gently. And remember, my children, kindness offered when no one is watching is the kind that heaven never forgets. The children sat in thoughtful silence as the moon bathed the great Udara tree in silver light. Somewhere beyond the village, River Achara waited. And beneath its quiet waters, a miracle was about to begin.